Once, in a quiet small town, there was a beautiful dog. He was gentle, intelligent, and deeply calm. There was something in his eyes that showed understanding, as if he had learned to observe life quietly rather than ask for anything from it. Yet despite his nature, the dog lived alone. He had no home to return to, no family waiting for him, and no one who truly claimed him as their own. Each day, he wandered through the familiar streets of the town, searching for food and a place to rest. He had grown used to surviving on his own. People noticed him, but few ever stopped. No one chose to take him in. His life passed quietly, unnoticed by most. One day, during one of his usual walks, the dog stopped in front of a small house. In the yard, a little boy, about 2 years old, was playing alone. When the boy saw the dog, he did not feel afraid. Instead, he smiled and held out a small piece of biscuit with his tiny hands. The dog stepped closer, careful but trusting. He ate the biscuit slowly, with clear gratitude, and gently wagged his tail. In that simple moment, without words or promises, a quiet bond began to form. From that day on, the dog often sat in front of the house. He stayed close to the boy at all times. When the child went outside, the dog followed. When the boy played, the dog watched. When the boy rested, the dog lay nearby, guarding him in silence. Day after day, the boy shared his food with the dog. Seeing this bond, the parents slowly softened. They began feeding the dog as well, and allowed him to stay near their child. Though they never officially adopted him, to the dog, that place had become home. Months passed. The dog, who had once been alone, now felt connection and purpose. He asked for nothing more. Being close to the child and protecting him was enough. One day, the family decided to celebrate the boy's birthday with a short trip to a nearby forest. They rented a small wooden cottage to stay in. As they traveled, the dog followed quietly, never leaving the boy's side. The birthday was spent peacefully. Laughter filled the air, and everyone enjoyed their time together in nature. The dog lay close to the boy, just as he always did. The next morning, the adults decided to go into the forest for a few hours. They left the boy inside the cottage, under the care of a babysitter. The dog stayed behind as well. After some time, the parents returned earlier than expected. When they reached the cottage, the front door was open. Inside, it was unusually silent. The boy was nowhere to be seen. Neither was the babysitter. They called their child's name again and again. There was no response. Panic quickly took over. Fear clouded their thoughts, leaving no room for calm reasoning. At that moment, the dog walked out from one of the rooms. His mouth was covered in blood. The sight was terrifying. In that instant, all reason disappeared. Overwhelmed by fear, they believed the worst. Anger and panic blinded their judgment. The father saw a wooden stick near the door, grabbed it, and rushed forward without thinking. One hard blow struck the dog. He cried out once and collapsed. His body lay still on the floor. Moments later, the babysitter ran out from another room, holding the boy in her arms. The child was completely safe, unharmed. Through tears, the babysitter explained what had happened. While the adults were gone, a wolf had entered the cottage and tried to attack the child. The dog immediately stepped in, placing himself between the wolf and the boy. A violent struggle followed. Though wounded, the dog did not retreat. After a fierce fight, he drove the wolf away. The blood on his mouth was not the child's. It was the result of that desperate battle. The parents turned toward the dog lying on the floor. They rushed to him, but it was too late. The dog was dead. The father dropped the stick. The mother collapsed in tears. Guilt weighed heavily on their hearts. They had acted in anger. They had judged without knowing the truth. The dog had given his life to protect their child, only to lose it because of a tragic misunderstanding. This story leaves us with important lessons. Anger can blind us and weaken our ability to tell right from wrong. Acting without knowing the full truth can lead to regret that lasts a lifetime. And finally, the world is often unfair. Do not expect understanding or recognition from everyone. Do what feels right according to your conscience. And once you have done your part, walk away in silence.